I know a song that gets on everybody's nerves, and if it doesn't get on your nerves, you're probably hypnotized. This is Maniac 4 Bricks, and we're here today with another Brick Theory episode. Unfortunately, this isn't one of the 4 that I've mentioned in the past that I've been working on since October of 2017. The problem is my laptop that stored a lot of the files, recordings, and scripts for each of those videos needs a replacement battery, but I can't access any of those files currently, so I have to record a newer Brick Theory, or at least re-record some of those older ones. This is actually an unscripted video that I'm just going to try my best to go through all the details as best as I can. And I thought this would be an intriguing theory and maybe some nice discussion in the comments down below. Between the 3 major blockbuster movies, the Lego Movie, the Lego Batman movie, and the Lego Ninjago movie, you'll notice one thing they have in common. Well, other than they're all out of Lego, they have daddy issues, and probably a couple other things. I did want to mention the point about each of them having a music track that is part of the Lego universe. Now, a lot of times with movies, soundtracks would normally just be for the entertainment of the audience. They would be a way of just hyping up an event or providing the right emotions to go along with the visuals. But for each of these movies, they have a song that is used in their soundtrack that is part of what the minifigures in those worlds listen to. And I will get into a little bit later as to how all 3 of these are connected. I've probably touched on it a little bit for now with some of the other videos, but as far as like timeline wise, I'll touch on that another time. For this one, I would like to at least mention that each of these has a certain song that is part of what the minifigures themselves create, or they use, or they listen to very frequently. Starting at the back, we have the Lego Ninjago movie, but the most recent of the 3, with the Weekend Whip. Now, I can't really recall if it's the same one the Fold used in the original version of the TV show, or if it was a later version that was just made specifically for the movie. It is roughly the same tune as what you've heard in the Ninjago TV show, which has been mixed over a couple different times. But it is used as a ringtone for Lloyd's phone, as you might hear in some of the opening scenes. So that means there is either the Lego Fold in the Lego universe for this movie, or maybe there's somebody else that just happened to record the same song or something like that. I mean, it's not beyond the realm of possibilities where a real life person that is part of the Lego movie production is implemented into the movie itself. Phil Lord and Chris Miller have actually been used in Lego form in some of the outtakes of the original Lego movie, but we'll get to that in just a bit. For the Lego Batman movie, Batman mentions that he made a song, Let's Get Nuts Mix, or as known on the official soundtrack, it is called I Am the Batman, or something close to that effect. This is a song that he actually plays and sings in the intro of this movie, so we have to assume this is something that he developed and he created in this universe. But the big one I really want to touch upon is the one that everybody knows and makes everything awesome. You know what I'm talking about. Everything is Awesome is a track that is used very much in the, vein of popular cliche songs just for the audience's take. But in this movie itself, I think it has a little bit more meaning. It's not beyond the realm of possibilities. Once again, I'm saying that there is a whole bunch that goes beyond this movie when it comes to like what it means for the real world, or what it means to the movie itself, what the Lego figures are doing compared to how they act in the real world in the movie and things like that. But I think the song itself isn't just something that Finn the human made up just to go along with the daily life of Bricksburg. I think it is actually part of how Bricksburg is run. If you listen closely to the lyrics, you might get to know something. And I'm not saying we have to play the track backwards and hear a hidden message or something satanic. It's not that kind of theory. This is a little bit more tame than that. So I'm going to go through some of the lyrics from the Tegan Sara version of the song. There are a couple versions on the soundtrack, but the one I'm using is from the movie directly. I can't really say that I'll use the Lonely Island portions of it because even though they are part of the track, they don't really appear that much in the movie or have a lot of relevance that I can find. A lot of them are just naming ordinary objects and trying to make them sound exciting and extraordinary, or an unfortunate situation that you just need to smile through it. I mean, that by itself could be something about keeping positive, holding back any of the negativities, which is something that Unikitty does mention in Cloud Cuckoo Land.
Any idea is a good idea, except the not happy ones. Those you push down deep inside where you'll never, ever, ever, ever find them.
So without further ado, let's go through Everything is Awesome. And I don't have to play it because I think you already have it in your head just by me saying it. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we're living our dream. Now, before we go further, I do want to mention the reason why I'm looking over this and saying this is actually in the universe of the movie. It's not just because it's played on the radio and all over the place in Bricksburg. We get to see that as President of Business is going through the Octan Tower, he controls the radio station, like most of other things, like voting booths and whatever, but he controls the radio. He wants that song to be played. He probably made the song, but I can't really confirm or deny that. He does have a robot DJ, which he probably made, so it's very likely that way. But this is a song that he wants to fuel into people's heads, to listen to the words, to just operate with this mentality of keeping upbeat, positive, and a little bit of ignorance is bliss sort of thing. A little bit further into these lyrics, everything is awesome when we're living our dream. Now, I can't really say if everyone in Bricksburg is living the lifestyle they want to, and I get the impression that even Emmett is like, well, it could be better, because even though he follows the instructions, like, by the book, and has literally no personality to him, like, as we see later with the police interrogation, he doesn't really, like, when he goes through the instructions, he mentions that hanging out with his best buddies, he's in a lone apartment. He has a plant that, tries to interact with. So I have the impression that, okay, it's either just something as a coping thing or something as like, okay, maybe we'll just make it up and go along. Okay, need to have somebody around, not quite what I was hoping for, but let's see how this goes. So living out our dream, I don't know if everyone wants to be in their positions, like if everyone wants to be a construction worker and things like that. It's kind of hard to see when we're mostly following him around. But I do want to note, I know one person, or rather one group of people, that do live out their dream. And that's the master builders. They get to build whatever they want to. They get to make it in their own way. And that's not something you can get really through Bricksburg. You have to build it by the instructions. You have to build it by the rules, by whatever Lord Business dictates. So, master builders might have the upper hand on this one when it comes to living our dream. I mean, maybe they don't have a job or something, but at least they get to build in the way they want to and live the way they want to. Being part of a team, obviously, is going to be about teamwork, and this song definitely has encouragement about being a part of a team and teamwork. And as we get to see, construction workers all working together on buildings and such, there's no way one of them can operate all that machinery and get the job done. It kind of goes along with the next lyric. Everything is better when we stick together. Side by side, you and I gonna win forever, let's party forever. We're the same, I'm like you, you're like me, we're all working in harmony. Obviously, the sticking together is, you can think of it right then and there about the teamwork. Or you can even go in a Lego funny way like I will and say, sticking together. Like Lego, they connect. But I feel like it could go some other way with this. Again, being Lord Business's, broadcasting of the song, sticking together kind of sounds like, somewhat sticky. Clue? Craggle? Craggle could stick together, and it'll definitely stick pieces together, and it'll definitely stick minifigures to where they're standing, or buildings together. Side by side, you and I gonna win forever, let's party forever. Now, when it comes to the Craggle being introduced in Bricksburg, you might remember, it comes in on a giant ship, and everybody is celebrating it's Taco Tuesday. They're handing out free tacos everywhere. Everybody's partying and dancing, confetti, all up in the streets. And then people get frozen in place. Some of them will obviously be running away in a panic and with the panic expression. But for those who are unfortunate enough, while they're still dancing and having their tacos, they're going to party forever. they're going to be stuck. They're going to be frozen, you know? If not for the end of the movie, Lord Business would be able to make everything stick together. Literally, they will be frozen solid. They will not be able to move. It'll be
total perfection.
To put it into someone's words. We're the same. I'm like you. You're like me. We're all working in harmony. Working in harmony, again, does go back to the teamwork aspect, but also take a look at everything that's done before that. Look at how everybody drives. Look at how everybody gets on and off the subways or buses. Look at how everyone moves to get their coffee. They move the same way, and same arm motions and everything. They go into the same coffee shop. They get the same coffees. They drive with the same cars. They all park in just the best synchronicity ever, which will never happen in real life. Yeah, it's pretty formulaic. So as much as Emmett is on the extreme, in my opinion, when it comes to following the instructions and following the rules and everything, I don't think he's alone. I think other people do, but they still get to express themselves in just very small ways with their certain interests or hobbies, you know, who likes sausages and whoever. You know, Emmett's the kind that's just kind of like, yeah, that's going on. I like it. It's all good. And maybe that's a little mainstream and a little shallow, but, you know, it's Emmett. Favorite restaurant, any chain restaurant, you know, things like that. Now, as far as other than that, it's pretty much just repeating the same lyrics over and over again. And you know what happens with repetition? You start to remember it. You start to recite it yourself. And that's the kind of thing that, you know, for a song like this, and being played constantly.
Man, I feel so good right now. I could sing this song for hours.
A song like that, just by me mentioning it in the beginning of this video, you probably remember most of the lyrics. You probably remember how it goes. Why? Because it's repetitive. It's intended to be with you. Think about the lyrics. When I've seen other people that talk about this movie from an art perspective, media perspective, and, you know, they talk about censorship, they talk about creativity, they talk about copyrights, there are real world issues that they identify with this movie. I thought it would be interesting to at least share the song that puts the whole movie in one perspective. You know, yes, we're all working together. Yes, we're all positive. But are we really happy? Are we really living our dream? Are we really doing the things we want to? And, you know, maybe you'll be stuck in that routine. Maybe you'll be stuck in Craggle. I mean, that's another thing to think about. This whole movie is supposed to take place with Bricksburg developing over 8.5 years. People might be stuck in that job for all that time. That is something that they developed and something that's been going on constantly in order for them to just be that. Do that. Do only that. You can't think for yourself. You can't be creative. It sounds like a Lord Business message to me, don't you think? So thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know this was off script and a little bit longer than it normally would be, but I still thought this was worth looking into, and I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. I don't know if I could really go through the Batman movie or the Ninjago movie in the same way as far as lyrics go, since they're a little bit shorter for how those songs are used, and probably not as, you know, in-depth as this one as far as I can go. But we'll see you next time with more LEGO videos, and be sure to come back for more about brick theory. If you would like more information about the brick theorists, you can check out the top link in the description below. And if you would like to engage in more about the brick theorists, you can find me on social media such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.